All right, so I want to go over a little concept called the urgency panic switch. So this is basically where we get to a point of essentially it's time distortion where we are fine, everything's good, we feel like we've got all the time in the world, and then all of a sudden we hit this point and it's like all of a sudden we don't know what's happening, we haven't gotten the results we wanted, it's 4 weeks in, it's 8 weeks in, and stuff's just not where it's supposed to be. Depending on your timeline that you're aiming for, that point will hit at a different spot. Usually it's somewhere around halfway or 60 or 70% of the way through. And this urgency panic switch is basically where we go, I had these goals and intentions and I'm not where I wanted to be because I haven't done the actions. This isn't about a hormone issue or other stuff like that. That should be addressed earlier. This is more about we didn't have our full mental attention on the result. And because we didn't have that mental attention on the result, because we kind of thought, oh, I've got lots of time in or all the time in the world, I've got lots of time, we thought we were fine. And then all of a sudden we realize we're not. This happens a lot with being late. This is actually something I deal with a lot myself, where I've got all this time, I'm working on things, and then all of a sudden I realize I've got no time left, and it creates this big spike in stress. So this is something that happens to everybody. Some people it will affect more than others, and just something to keep in mind as you go through this, that if we're not on and focused on what needs to get done, we need that level of attention to detail, that level of vigilance, and making sure that we're actually paying attention to each week as it passes versus it's fine, it's this week, I've got 3 weeks, I've got 4 weeks left, I've got 8 weeks left, whatever it is. We need to get out of that mode of like that kind of casual approach when we've got a goal that we care about, and we need to get into this more aggressive, we're still patient with the results. We know it's not going to happen right away the first week, but we're aggressive in our actions. We're making sure that we make priority of those things that are important, because that time will disappear very quickly. All of a sudden we'll be into that panic mode where it's like, where did all the time go? What happened? And we get freaked out, into that urgency, stressed out, nothing's working, I screwed up, all those negative feelings. And we want to avoid that by staying high attention at the start. This is similar to the dichotomy of ambition and self-compassion that we talk about. And it's basically this idea that we need to have that high level of urgency up front so that we can have a more relaxed finish, versus being relaxed and casual and not paying attention, not getting things in order, and then realizing all of a sudden that now we have to sprint and hustle to get to our goal. Or maybe it's even been too long and it's too far that we're not going to hit our goal and we need to move our deadline out. So that is the urgency panic switch.